Okay, so I will release the quiz. Let me try. How do I launch this quiz? Welcome, Mark. You didn't miss much.
Hi, everybody. I just joined a couple of seconds ago.
I did some setting change last week because I have seen that you've been having some problem. So I think at the same time I might have modified something. So I can't broadcast the quiz. So what I can do actually, I will show you on the screen, and so you will just answer those. Do you see the quizzes, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so I will give you just 10 minutes and answer on a piece of paper, and then we will discuss about each of the points. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. So you may start, then everybody will finish at 12, 5 past 12. Did you finish?
Yep.
Okay, shall we discuss about it together?
Yes, why not?
Okay, good. So I had a problem to broadcast the quiz. I think next week I will try to fix this problem. I don't see the icon for the poll or the quiz on my control panel here, so I hope you managed to see it. What's the answer for the first question?
I think maybe it's number 2, the store of container for data to store storage. I don't know. I don't remember well.
Okay, good attempt. You can also answer on the chat. I have opened it. I will see who is answering, and then I can. Number 2, a storage or container for data to store. And the first one is a place to store data in a memory location. So I'm waiting for your answer, guys. So it should be participatory. Yes, both is the answer. The first one and the second, so your choice should be all. So when we have a variable, I think variables are a place where to store data. So to practice at to test also at the same time, I would like to open this there. So we declare variables using let or using var or using const, right? But I told you that you should use let or const for modern JavaScript because it is safe and highly recommended. First name. So whenever you declare a variable like this, actually you are creating a memory space, and then this memory space will store your data, and your data could be a number, a string, an array as in an object, or any kind of data type. So for instance, I can just leave it like this. So if you just check what you have on console.log and first name, we didn't store anything, so the value is undefined. Now we can assign value, for instance, my name, and the console.log again, first name. Now actually the first name got a data, so it should print out my name. So let's move on to the second one. Which one is an assignment operator? Yeah, I need answer from everybody. Don't stop if someone just give an answer. Don't stop giving answer. Okay, just I want you to give answer. Okay, so everybody agreed with the first one. Is that what you agreed with? Yeah, with one voice. Great, that's very important. Assignment operator. So for instance, when I'm declaring this value, this variable, first name, I didn't assign it with a value, but here I am assigning this value to be stored in the variable first name. Yeah, is it clear, this expression? Great. Yeah, this is this is nothing to do with comparison or equality, not like the mathematics way. It's somehow different. It's an assignment operator. We are assigning this value to be stored in a memory location first name. Yeah. Did you manage to connect the first question and the second question? So this and this are actually connected. So now let's talk about comparison operator. So which one is incorrect, not correct or incorrect? This is a bit tricky, so you should see it carefully. Yes, AC said the last one, Anna said also the last one. How about the rest of you guys? I want to hear more voice. All are correct, but the last one is okay. That was a bit difficult. Yes, it was. I made it like that because I want you to understand between these symbols or these signs, because they are very important and it comes all the time if you are dealing with JavaScript. And it's very important to solve problem. Okay, I think most of you got it. So let's go to the answer. What does this mean? 3 is greater than or equal to. Is it true or false? Because it is or. 3 is greater or equal to 3. It's true. Or we can say 3 is less than or equal to 3. It's true. Okay. 3 is equivalent to 3. It's true. That means this sign with two equal sign, that means equivalent. It doesn't check the data type. It just only check the value. When it comes to this one, this means this and this value are exactly the same in any form or shape. So actually now this check if this and this are exactly the same in value and data type. So this is 3 and this is 3, so it should be equal and exactly the same in any way. So it's true. But when it comes to here, actually, this is a string data type, but this one's a number. And as we said, this symbol checks only the value. So the value is the same, so it will be true again. But when it comes to here, actually, the value is the same, but the data type is not the same. And this sign check both, so it fails. So the answer is going to be this one. Did you manage to understand after my explanation, or? Great. Then let's move on to the fourth question. What is the purpose of a loop? Yeah, great. The purpose of a loop is actually to simplify your task, sometimes some repetitive task. For instance, I told you last time, if I ask you to print out hello world 100 times, okay, 100 times is not that much big, maybe 100,000 times. That is tedious and boring job. So what you should do, you have to find a way to automate or simplify such kind of repetitive and tedious task. So to solve repetitive and tedious task, that is true. And also to write clean and simplified code. If you use loop, you may write like a couple of lines to solve some big problem, but if you do it manually, you may write thousands of lines of code and it doesn't make sense at all. And you spend most of your time actually writing instead of solving problems. So actually, the answer is all. So let's start answering from top. I think this is all. That's the answer. Yeah, because it's not yet published. So I don't have to do that. Let's move on to this. What is the purpose of functions? Or a function. What's the purpose of function? To reuse code, to make code readable, to encapsulate a big chunk of codes, all of the above, none. I'm waiting for answer from everybody. So, and someone said all. I go for all too, because whenever we write a code, we will have a chance to reuse the code once we make in every project, if that code is something we want to use also in another project. For instance, a function which display time, you can use it in almost in every application, because time is something important. So if your function is a kind of function which can be used everywhere, so you write it once and you can use it everywhere, almost in any project you work with. Okay, so to reuse, that is true. To make code readable. Yes, actually, if you write your function, if you write your code with a different function, with a specific role, then it's easy to read your code. Yeah, some of the function could be to print name, some of the function maybe to reverse array, some of the function could be to add numbers. So it is so easy to read your function. It's like reading some article, like the English article. So yeah, and remember to also give a very meaningful name for your functions. They call it mnemonic naming. For your variable name, for your function name, the name should be meaningful. What do I mean by meaningful? For instance, this says first name. So it is so clear, right? Very clear. This is going to have first name of someone. Last name, it's also what it needs is just to understand the English language. So that variable is going to have last name of someone, country or country name. So that's going to have also a name of some country. And when it comes to function also, function and the name of the function, name of function, like camel case. This is how we write. So for instance, this should be mnemonic, a function name which leads, which help us to guess what it does. For instance, if I say most spoken language. So what do you imagine if you get a function name something like this? Tell me. Or maybe I can add find. What do you think about this? Find most spoken language. Yeah, so the role of this function is actually to find the most spoken languages it could be in an array or some list. Yeah, so this is actually, whenever I see this one, it is so easy to, okay. How about if I find countries? It will be confusing, okay? With land. Yes, country. Of course, is there any country without a land? Of course, every country has a land. But remember, the point here is a country name which has the string land, like in Finland, Scotland, Ireland. So find countries with land. Did you get the point? Yes. Yeah, of course. There is no country without a land, but in this case, it's not this the land itself, but the name, the word. Okay, I hope you got it. So your function should be readable, should be somehow leading. That's the point. Then it will be easy for you to read your function, your code after some time, and for others also to understand. Okay, let's move on. How about what are the keywords we use to make a conditional statement? Sophia, I beg to differ with your statement. Try to see it again. One, two. Yes, Katarzyna said all, and the answer is all. If, we can say if, for instance, you just write an if statement true, and your condition goes here, console.log, I run all the time. Why this run all the time? Tell me, guys, why? It says I run all the time. Why it is running all the time? Yes, Katarzyna answered the answer. Because the condition is true. If this is true all the time, this will run. Yeah? So then if something, we can maybe console let number is equal to 5. If number greater than 0, console.log, the number is positive. Else console.log, the number is negative. Now I can close. As you can see, number is equal to 5. So it check. Is 5 greater than 0? Yes. So this will execute. But how about if the number is 0 or if the number is negative? Let's try. Let's try again. Because I can modify this instead of doing that. Actually, I can change the number to 0. And then I can run this code again. I'm running this code again. The number is negative. But is 0 negative? No, it's not negative. So my condition actually fails. So let me try again. -5. And let's try. The number is negative. Is it working now? Yes, it is working now, but it is not working when the number is 0. So we have to add some condition for that. So we can add condition there, here, else if number is equal to 0, console.log, the number is 0, or I can just write 0. And I have to close it. Now let's check. Yes, and I can run this, not the other one. maybe I can copy this part of the code. Yeah, the number is 0. So what we saw, we can write if we want only if condition, or if else, or if else if, or else. We can also change this to switch number. Yeah, then case if number is greater than 0, you write your value console.log, the number is positive. Okay. Case number is equal to, yeah, console, the number is 0, because it's an alternative way of writing if else if else if else. This, by the way, you should also put break here all the time. Yeah. Yeah, and so I have to make it somehow aligned. So, and here also break, and then another case, number is less than 0. Then console.log, the number is negative, and break. Now we can say default. And we may say for the default, console.log, it is not a number. It is not a number. Yes, but I have to arrange this. Even I think the best format, it should be 1 or something like this. You don't have to have break here, but you can add also, it doesn't really matter. So most probably this doesn't work because I'm comparing here. So instead of actually passing this one, if you are using comparison for this, the best thing to, I think I have to take you to VS Code and remind you what we wrote last time in modern JavaScript. Where is it? Yes, it could be in conditionals. Yeah, we have here, if you remember. So if I switch, is there any switch here? No switch. Some of the codes are not in the right place. I will structure them. I thought we kept every code, but I think I couldn't find the code, but still we have code. So now this is switch. Yeah, Katarzyna is saying that we didn't cover switch. So if that's the case, we can also have a look. I can't get switch. I actually JavaScript for everyone. If we go to scripts, and switch. For instance, I think we wrote something like this. Let weather is cloudy. We pass the weather and then rainy, cloudy, sunny, as you can see. But now what I'm doing actually is a kind of comparison. If you have noticed, I'm doing a kind of comparison. So if you are doing comparison, instead of just passing any argument, what you should do is actually change this to true all the time. Change it to true. And then that way it works. Now, the number is 0 because we assigned it here 0. And if I change again that value, actually, this value to 5, and if I run our code here, it should give us the number is positive. Yes, so it will find the one that's true. Yes, it's the same as the if, else if, else if, else if, else. So it's the same, not different. It's an alternative way. Last time, if you remember, guys, Mark asked me at what condition, at what case we use switch and if, else if. So it's a matter of taste. Sometimes it's good to use switch if you have lots of conditions. But if your condition is like 4 or 3, it's good to use if, else if. Okay, let's get back to the next one. So the answer is going to be all. If, what are the keywords we use to make a conditional statement? Actually, the question by itself was wrong. All of them could be this, 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 this. So I should have additional all was missed. Sorry for that. All of them. Okay, great. So what is the next question? Question number 7. What do you think about question number 7? Think about it, guys. People who are saying think about it again. And people who are saying 1 and 2 think about again. Yes, if you remember last time, we were talking about function. To make a function, we need the function, the keyword, followed by the name of the function. Yeah, this is what we need to make a function, right? This is what we need. Are you happy with this? At least for this, yeah? Do you agree with this? Do you remember? You need a keyword followed by the name of the function. Great. If you want to call it, for instance, I can say, I am a proud function with a beautiful name. Yes. I created a function. How do I call this function? So to call a function, because this function has a name and I call it by name. For instance, Sophia got a name, right? I can call her by her name, Sophia. And she should say yes. Or AC or Katarzyna. So she knows her name. Everybody knows his name, right? Who doesn't? I don't know. And I have to call this function by its name. Then tell me, how do I call it? Console.log. What's its name? What's the name of this function? The name of the function is actually, the name of the function is its name because it's a placeholder for the time being. But later we will use fancy names. Actually, not just a fancy, but a name which can be associated with what that function does. And a proud function with the beautiful name. So let's just forget about this one and function. For instance, print full name. And it may take also parameter or not. Depends on this. Something like this. And now let's, for instance, pass first name, last name, and console.log, first name. Maybe I think we can declare it here. Console, const full name, and we can just first name, last, space, and last name. And then we can return, do you remember returning something? Full name. Now we're returning. So this is a proper function actually. So console.log print full name. I can print my name. My name is the longest, so I have to make it a bit shorter. Console.log, why is it not? Let me try. Yeah, so it printed the full name. You can reuse it. The purpose is you can reuse. Let's be just somehow very political. Note. Yes, now we get very political. Okay, great. We can now reuse this function as many times we want. So then this one is right. Yeah, it has the keyword and it has actually the name of the function with a proper convention, starts with small and capital, and it has some variables and it returns true. But what does this means? But actually we can also write that function add to A and B, return A plus B. Yeah, what, blur? Great, so add console.log, add two numbers. What is 1 plus 1? Tell me. Now I made it. Yeah, 2, console.log. Actually, you can use the upper row instead of writing all over again. What is 1 plus 9? It should give me 10. Yes. How can we write add 2? Because I can't write this because I have used the add 2 again, so I have to refresh. I have to refresh this to use this one. So actually we can change this to const and we can change this to, and then a row function. Oh, sorry. I don't. So if I want to console.log add two numbers, and if I just 1 plus 9, everybody knows this, right? The result should be you're expecting 1 plus 9. You are expecting what? Let me know. I need instruction. If everybody is with me, that's how I know when you're, yes, great. You should expect that. Yes, so as you can see, this is true and this is true. And last time I told you that if there's nothing much going inside this, inside the curly bracket or the block code, you can return it right away here. Explicit return. So I have to refresh it once, then the console will not remember what we have. So we don't need this curly bracket. We don't need it. We don't need this. And we can write the previous function like this. So actually we are returning explicitly. So returning explicitly, this is without the keyword return. So this is my function. So let me call it again 10. Yeah. So now I want you to do, okay, what's left? Yeah, first let's finish this one, and your task will be making functions today in the breakout room. So are you happy with this one? Did you get it? So what's the answer? If you have been following me, I know what's the answer for this. All this correct, this correct, this correct. Okay, let's move on to question number 8. Which are incorrect variable names? Is it difficult, this one? It's very important. You know which one is. So the convention, according to the convention, you should be sure that this is right? This is correct. That means actually I can let birds here, doesn't matter, but based on the, but based on the convention, it's better to use birds like this, camel case. Yeah, so let's try it. Yeah, it works. So it works. And let me refresh again. And how about if it's just small like this? It works. Great. How I have to refresh again. How about this? Do you think this work? Why doesn't work? Why? Why minus? So it's minus, so why? Because the minus is already a reserved word, a reserved symbol or sign or subtraction. So when we are doing like let birds and this, actually your JavaScript may think that you are trying to subtract something from here to here. Yeah. So we're confusing the JavaScript. Yeah, you can use long line. Yes, you can use long line. It doesn't matter. For instance, you can say, let I was born in 1985 or 82, whatever. And you can say 1985. But this is not easy to read. This is not easy to read. And don't do this. Don't make it too long. Maximum of 3 words is good. Yeah, 3 words. Sophia, did you get the point? Have you seen this? This is very ugly. Very, very, yeah, no, don't do that. But this is just standard birth year and 1982. Okay, late current year 2020. And now let age birth current year. Why it doesn't get it? Current year minus birth year. Console.log age of someone. Yeah, have you seen now why the reason we don't use this minus sign? It's already, yes, it is not nice to read the previous, but you should make it mnemonic. What mnemonic? I think they call it mnemonic. How do you mnemonic? Let me just check how to write mnemonic. Mnemonic. I'm not sure how to type that word. Yes, mnemonic, actually, this one. But okay, that's good. We often give variables mnemonic names to help us remember what is stored in the variable. Did you manage to get what I mean all the time when I say mnemonic? I want you just to read this for yourself, the one I'm highlighting. Did you get it? Because it's really, really important when you become a developer, your name should be easy to understand. I had students who declare variables X and Y and Z whatsoever, ABC, and that's a point you will be so disappointed by. So it's really hard to read such kind of code, but just make your code like the English language, like grammar. If it is plural, change it to plural. What do I mean plural? For instance, yeah, let names. What do you think? What do you think this will store names? Do you think, I'm just waiting for this one. It is names. So most probably it's going to be an array of names. So this is an English language, right? So you have variable names, and you store them in an array, and everything you get here is actually a list of names. So another thing, countries. What are you expecting? List of countries. It's enough. Okay, now let's go. Cities. The same goes. Did you get the trick? Yeah, it should be so easy. So this simple is so easy, but very important, very powerful. I tell you, sticking to this. Okay, let me trick you a bit. So how about if I say ages? I'm waiting for answer. If you don't say anything, I can't move on. So I want to see something from the chat channel. Yes, list of, list of ages. For instance, the list of ages of my students. Maybe some of you might be 18, some of you might be 32, and some of might be 28, some of might be 40, some of you might be 50, and the teacher is actually 200. So no, I think the average of this student will be nonsensical because of the age of the teacher. So let's remove that one, but let's just make 36 such good. So I may ask you to find the average of this, the average of the student's age in this classroom. Great. So now you got how to put. So this is invalid, valid, valid. Do we use symbols in our variable? Okay, let's open this because I want you guys to check this material. Variables. Yeah, if you see actually valid variable names. Yeah, this is valid. This one, $sign and underscore are valid. Only $sign and underscore are valid. Okay, so this is not valid, 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 valid. Are numbers valid? Yes, numbers are valid. But if numbers come first, it's not valid. So this is not valid again. This is valid, this is valid. So which is not valid is actually this one and this one. Numbers shouldn't come first. Numbers shouldn't come first. It's just a convention for naming a variable, Sophia. So this and this are not valid. So just to, I suggest you to come to this and check out because there's already an example here. I think we have finished this. So was it helpful, guys? Did you learn something? Did you manage to revise what we have covered so far? It's just to reinforce what you have so far, you know? Yes, now let's have a 10 minutes break and we will be back at 7:05. Is that okay? And then I will forward you to the breaking room and you will work on writing functions. Okay? Great. See you guys.